What's going on, guys and gals? This is Auto Tech. So welcome back to, I want to say it's like day 6 of my vacation. We rolled into Calgary the other night, and basically I took a chill day, cleaned up the bike a little bit, tweaked the one handguard, and now we're making our way up to Edmonton, Alberta. So I didn't bother going to see a doctor about that shoulder when I just kind of took that chill day, a little bit of riding around town, nothing more than like 40 minutes. It felt all right, and so far it's still feeling all right. I guess we'll see once we get an hour into this, because we're only about 30 minutes into it now. I'm just like super bad when it comes to like going to get stuff checked, so hopefully it was just like a muscle strain, slept on my head funny in Umatilla or something like that. I don't know. I did decide to grab something to try for this trip. If you remember on that trip, I was kind of complaining about that like full-on adventure gear, how it was just kind of a hassle when you were like getting off the bike or that sort of stuff. Like it's fantastic for just dedicated riding, like if you're riding every day all day, but as soon as you get to your destination and then you're like jumping off the bike and you're doing other stuff, it's kind of a hassle, and then you're losing an entire saddlebag due to packing your jeans and like other footwear with you. So there was actually a sale at the dealership in my town there, and I had a bunch of points and stuff like that just from like buying oil filters and whatnot over the while. So I decided to like redeem those. So I grabbed some of the Klim Torrent overpants, and it's basically I just wear them over top of the jeans and the cowboy boots, because the cowboy boots were waterproof, so that was never a concern. And then you just put these pants right over top. They zip up. They got like knee pads and hip pads, blah blah blah. Who cares? But they don't have pockets, so that's kind of weird. I guess I can keep my stuff in the jeans, but then just getting to the jeans is a little bit tough. But whatever. I mean, you can't win every battle. They're supposed to be 100% waterproof. Gore Tex, blah blah blah. And there's severe thunderstorms all over Alberta today. So I have a feeling we will get a chance to test them. So that is all rain over there, and that is all rain over there, and that is all rain over there. So I would imagine within the half hour we will be getting wet. Yesterday in Calgary we actually had like this like severe thunderstorm, and I'm gonna have to do some Googling and see if I can find these photos that were like submitted to the news. I think it was called like a waterfall cloud, and it was just like the strangest thing you've ever seen. It was just like this thing, and it was just like pouring hail and stuff like that out of the cloud. So it just like looked like a waterfall coming off of the cloud, and it was nuts. Like people were like submitting photos to the news and whatnot, and it was just like wow. So I'm gonna have to see if that actually like shows, if I can find those and have it show up. Sometimes I find when I try to Google like news articles, like television news articles, like too soon after they're aired, it's like I can't find them per se. I discovered that when I was trying to do that heat wave video where we had like the hottest temperature ever recorded here last summer, and it was just like I could find like a Weather Network screenshot of the temp, but I couldn't find like the actual news clip. So yeah. So isn't it kind of funny how you're planning a ride, you're heading out, you're like, oh man, I hope it doesn't rain, and you like see like just a white cloud off in the distance, and you're like, oh okay, good, that doesn't look like rain, and then you ride right into it and it's just like a torrential downpour, and you're like, damn it. But then you get some new gear and you're like, oh man, I'm riding right through thunderstorm territory, and then you like just skip the edge of it. Like you can see the road's wet, and it probably is, you can see a few sprinkles on the windshield, but it's like that's about it so far, and I'm probably 2/3 of the way to Red Deer, Alberta. So I don't know. I guess we'll have to see how the second half of this trip goes, see if I end up getting some moisture to see how these pants are. Yeah, I don't know. I was editing some of those videos from the trip. I think I got through about 3 or 4 of them now so far, and I noticed my audio, like my speech, is really quiet in those things for some reason. So I'm trying to speak a little louder this time. So now it's probably going to be like comedic, you know, like when you're watching those shows and they got somebody that just left a concert and they're like, "That's a really great show, eh?" That's probably what this is going to sound like. But I'm just trying to be a little bit louder just to see if this level of speech works better. Because this helmet is noisier than the GT Air. Like, not bad, not noticeable, but it is. So I'm just wondering if maybe the microphone is having a hard time like compensating for the road noise. So then it's like also dimming my voice because it's annoying like road noise. I don't know. I guess maybe. So nothing like a decent day on the highway to get ruined by a sheriff, one of those losers. I really need to do a video about why I dislike those sheriffs and peace officers so much. I think people confuse it with, you know, like hating cops and this and that, blah, blah, blah. Short term, they're not cops, they're security guards. They don't even carry guns. Like, they can't arrest you. And for example, like the peace officers can't even pull you over. They can only write you tickets if a real cop pulls you over. So I'll save all that for another video there. But he's lurking right at the front of the pack there. He like pulled out after finishing giving someone a ticket, and he's purposely he's like just a touch over the speed limit. And you know if someone passes them, they're gonna get nailed. So I'm just like hanging at the back because obviously they'll pick the bike out of the group over top of everybody else. So hopefully he turns off at Red Deer or Bowden here. But I mean, I've had times at work I like turned on to Highway 1A, and then it was the whole way to Cochrane. I was stuck behind one of these clowns, and I was like, oh my god. Ugh. You see what he's doing here? He's that white car. He's pulling off into here, and I guarantee you he's radaring at the highway. Yeah, see, that's what he's doing. And then he'll probably come ripping back out if somebody goes by too fast. So they do that. They just go around and around and around. And because I've seen them before. Like, I remember I was having a smoke one time on the side of the highway, and I saw him like pull into like a little truck stop and sat there for a minute, and then he pulled someone over, and then he like, you know, immediately goes over to the other side of the highway, and it's just like, oh yeah, you're a real hero, you know, never mind the gunfight gang war that went on in Calgary yesterday in broad daylight, you know, shooting up cars as they're driving down the street like out of a movie. Yeah, make sure you write those speeding tickets, like, yeah. I made a quick stop in Gasoline Alley there. Topped up my fuel even though I really didn't need to. I don't have the side saddlebags on because it's just an overnight run, so I'm actually getting like beyond unreal fuel economy. So it was like I had already put on like 130 kilometers and my range was still showing like 284. So it was like this would have been a 400k tank, no problem, like 400 plus. But just to avoid having to like pull into somewhere, I decided just to top up anyways, because Red Deer isn't quite the halfway mark for Edmonton. So whatever, at least then I'm good, get into Edmonton, and then you know, I just have to like top it up tomorrow when I'm on my way back. I wanted to try and get to Edmonton substantially earlier, but I got kind of delayed. I had a tattoo session this morning, and you know, tattooers, they start their days late, right? So we didn't start till like 11 o'clock, and then that ran kind of late. So the dealership closes at 6. So I mean, I could have made it no problem had I have gotten on the road, you know, way beforehand. But whatever, the service dude told me how to get into their compound so that I could park the bike like on their lot in order to have it cold for the morning, because for the valve adjust, the bike has to be cold. Blah blah blah. I'm still not pleased about like taking it in, but I don't know. Triumph told me that this is the only service that I have to pay to have done, and you know, I've still got a touch over a year of warranty on it, because if I remember correctly, I picked the bike up in like July of 18, and now it's June of 19, and so I've still got like another year and a month worth of warranty left. And the fact that I'm already at, you know, 20K, it'd be good to hang on to my warranty for another year. Starting to get into some rain now. I wonder if it'll get any heavier or not. Some of these drops, though, are sure stinging my arm as they hit it. Because this jacket, like, it's a thick material, but it's not like leather thick. So I don't know if I've just been hit with the occasional piece of hail or what the deal is, but it's just like it hits you and it's like, ah! Feels like you're getting like stung or something like that. So we found some heavier rain now. That's good. And now we can see if this stuff actually works. And in true fashion, I did not bring an extra pair of pants just in case it does leak. I want to be miserable. So far I'm feeling pretty good. You know, you know when something's open. You know, like if you've been riding in the rain, I guarantee you know if you left the zipper open or something like that. Because by this point, it's like suddenly you like feel this wet spot in your stomach, and you're like, oh no, what have I done? Getting towards the back half of the trip to Edmonton here. And by that I mean I'm like 20 minutes away. I don't know why I chose to use that term, but that heavy rain only lasted like 30 minutes maybe, and I'm feeling pretty dry, so I would have to say that these Torrent pants definitely did their part in a heavy downpour there. I already knew the jacket was waterproof because it's been rained on a bunch of times. I did forget to cinch my neck a little bit. Usually when I know rain's coming, I'll pull on those little drawstrings just to make the neck a little bit tighter. So the collar is just a touch damp, but that's not the end of the world, and it's not exactly freezing out, so it's not like I'm gonna, you know, notice it too bad. Like if it was cold, you know, if you were riding on the West Coast in the wintertime, yeah, you'd probably be a little bit unhappy that you forgot that. But yeah, not the end of the world. I did get a phone call on the way up here though, and there's going to be something pretty cool for the return video tomorrow. That'll be a whole other video, no. So that'll probably be the following week after this one, unless I decide to slip something stupid in between. But yeah, it's I'm excited about it, so it should be pretty sweet. All right, here we go, boys and girls. We are here, sorta. Alright, so he did say go over that curb around the red gate. Oh yeah, I see tracks here. Oh, there's a ramp. Perfect. Yeah, so motorcycle parking only. Is there any cameras or anything? Yeah, there's a camera over there, and there's a camera right there. I'm sure that camera catches this corner. Yeah, that's what we're doing. We're going to put it right in this corner, just tucked off to the side so that it's out of sight, out of mind. We won't even put it like sideways just so that it's, you know, not visible from the street, because then people are just quickly looking in. You know, they won't know what's there, kind of thing. So, all right there, boys and gals. This concludes our going to Edmonton trip. So now I'm going to lock up the bike. I can put my disc lock on. Yeah. All right. Perfect. If you're new to this, make sure you hit that subscribe button. And as always, thank you for taking the time and watching.